I would say try to find what it is you're meant to be doing within your lifetime because it can serve as an anchor point. You need something that's gonna keep you, alive, so to speak, like getting up out of bed and making actionable steps towards what you want. A lot of people can be alive, but they're not like doing anything.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the All Music Matters on That podcast. I'm your host, Brian. Today I welcome a special guest. We got our boy, Princeton Skye, on today. How you doing today, brother?
What's up, man? I'm good. How you doing?
Not too bad. It's actually been a nice couple of days up here, I guess. So which part of the world are you hailing from?
I'm in Houston. It's sunny. It's a little hot.
Do tell. So yeah, I've interviewed a good few people out of Texas there too. And obviously it seems like you
Yeah.
guys handled the summer pretty well. So that's all good. So I guess
Yeah,
so. Which
yeah.
been actually I was gonna say what you been up to recently?
Recently just released a single called Fame, and we're using that to pivot into the EP that'll kind of take us through the rest of the year.
So you don't plan on like doing any shows, going to the club or doing anything?
Yeah, definitely doing some shows. We start in Sacramento. That'll be the 28th of March, and then we'll be back in Sacramento later on. We'll do Sac, and we'll do a couple cities in the Bay Area. Come back to Texas, do a couple cities in Texas, and then see where we end up after that.
That's pretty cool. Do you have some friends that are going to help you out over there in the Bay Area? Or are you guys going to wing it and just stay at some hotels here and there?
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely gonna be a lot of hotels, but I got some people that I'm bringing with me on stage to make it a little more fun.
That's good to hear. I guess it seems everyone comes up with a name for a tour that they're doing. I guess do you have a specific name for this tour?
Yeah, right now is Prince tape. Um, Bianca likes to change a lot of things just to make them, better for the markets. But right now is Prince tape tour.
All right, sounds good. I guess once again officially start, gonna do it first day of summer.
The tour starts in June. So right after the spring semester ends for college, that's when we'll start.
All right, good luck this year. So, and
Thank you.
also,
Thank you.
actually, I did check out your song "Fame" a little bit here too, and I guess we'll start with that one since it's the newest song you came out with. So, can you fill in the audience
Yeah.
what that song is about?
Fame is more so just me riding through, I guess, the earlier stages of dating in the city. Like bigger cities like Houston, probably Miami, LA have the same problems within the dating scene as you can be with someone and not really know their true intentions or be able to trust them fully. That's if you with the wrong person, of course.
Yeah, I guess that's why I say single is probably the best way to go. To be honest,
Yeah, it's the safest thing to do and
I guess
cheapest.
that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
keeps the taxes away if we want to say it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, but you also get to elaborate more on the music and everything else here too, just a little bit. But first off, Prince, welcome to the podcast here, mate. And the way it's going to work is I to ask you some questions, get to know you more both as a musician, but also as the individual as well here too. So, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready to go. I'm excited.
All right. So I guess here, let's start with the first question. So tell the audience your backstory. Who are you? And I guess how'd you become Princeton Skye?
Yeah, I grew up singing a lot with my sister. She was in the choir, so I was in the choir in church and in school. So I think that put a big emphasis on music just early on. I would play guitar for her when she's singing a lot. So it started out just acoustic guitar, but then I wanted to be cool, so you pick up the electric guitar, right? And I ended up just falling in love with the electric guitar. I still play it a lot, you know, and that's kind of one of the main elements we wanted to bring into this EP. Um, just because people really enjoy when I play electric on the songs rather than the ones that I don't. That's what we're seeing from, what we already have released. So I'm looking forward to playing that a lot more on stage.
What was kind of the motivation to become Princeton Skye?
Yeah, the motivation behind choosing the name was just really picking inspirations from my dad. He loves Prince, he loves Michael Jackson, a lot of those older artists, and I wanted to figure out a way to pay homage without being directly, competing with them when you're typing it into a search engine or, Apple Music or something like that. Because just there's no way you can compete with those two. There's no way.
Oh, you could try, but don't count
It
on it.
wouldn't be good. Yeah, but I love that era of music. I'm not sure what era it would be called, but Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, the greats, like they have such a great stage presence, and you don't see it too often nowadays. At least I'm not seeing it, but you know, I do really enjoy those performers.
I would say, is that where the Prince comes from? You kind of want to pay
Yeah,
homage with Princeton.
yeah, in some kind of way, in some kind of way. Yeah,
Well, I know you mentioned Michael Jackson. I was going to say, you try to do the moonwalk, or I guess what they call it with the
honestly,
lean,
yeah, we'll see what comes up.
eventually. So, all
Yeah,
right. But outside of, I guess, the Prince, I guess, what was the Sky? I guess, was there
I
some
have
that
no
float?
idea. I can't remember to this day. I have no idea what happened. I think we just put something in a name generator and found out what stuck, and now we're here.
I guess, hey, it works. So,
It
can't complain
works,
there. So,
right?
all right. So, I guess, did you kind of jump around a little bit before you settled in Princeton Sky, or did you just, was it just something you just came into just recently?
You mean the name or what part?
Uh, More so the music, I guess.
The music? Yeah, I feel like I did jump around. I rapped a lot more. Like a lot of my older music has been taken down or is coming off of streaming services. Because I was trying to become a better singer. Am I better? Yes. Am I good? That's like debatable. But I think it's good enough for me to not rap and still be able to tell the story well enough. I think the main thing was like before anything, I'm a writer, and I do write with my guitar. So I just had to get to the point where I could kind of hold a note well enough. Yeah.
So, I guess, what sort of elements do you kind of use in Princeton Sky? Because I know you mentioned about the electric guitar.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of stuff you're making, all digital. I don't know if it's AI too.
No AI. No AI at all. A lot of it is samples and I play some keys on the piano, nothing crazy. Electric, maybe some acoustic, but mainly electric. Yeah.
So you're not going to go too crazy like what you get with some of those classic rock groups. Oh, Eddie Van Halen with the finger tapping.
No, 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 not there yet. Not there yet.
We'll work it there.
Yeah.
So all right. But I guess I know you mentioned about Prince and Michael Jackson there too. But I guess
Yeah.
who'd you really look to guitar wise, and even maybe other musical influences that influence Princeton Sky?
Um, Definitely Guns N' Roses, Slash in particular, just because they did the whole thing with Michael Jackson on whatever, maybe like the 20th or 25th anniversary. I don't know. I know there's an old VHS of Michael Jackson and Slash on stage, and that was 10 out of 10. John Mayer, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Those are like my favorite guitar players. Like people I look to, and I'm like, man, I can't write this melody to save my life. Like I'll just put those two people on. Um, I love Janis Joplin, Pink, Sarah Bareilles, like people that genuinely write their music. Um, and those are people that I started listening to growing up. I used to just go to like half price books in their music section and just find random CDs, man, and just like go home and listen to them. Yeah.
The good old CDs, the 1990s, the way we used to roll.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it seemed like though you kind of get more into classic rock. So what really pushed you more towards like the R&B, rap, hip hop? I don't know what you kind of classify your genre as.
No, I'm not even sure. Maybe just, I did listen to it a lot, but I don't know. It was such a blend of genres that was in my house. Like it was hard to ignore one or the other. Especially when you have VH1, MTV, like they bounce around. They're just playing what's hot, what people are interested in. So I'm seeing Green Day, and then they go from Green Day to Beyonce to Nelly, and then they go back to Green Day, Fall Out Boy. It's like, man, all these are really good songs. I'm just chilling.
You really got into MTV. Did you ever, outside of maybe the music, did you ever get into like some of the TV shows they did? Jackass,
Yeah,
Via the Bam, that sort of stuff?
yeah, ridiculousness. What else? Rob and Big. Yeah, yeah.
Those were the good times right there. I don't know how it's been recently. Do you think it's still got some shows or it's just strictly more music now?
I'm not even sure. I haven't. I haven't even checked into MTV or anything. I feel like the last time I put it on, it was ridiculousness. Still, like, yeah, yeah.
Actually, now it seems, I don't even know if they do the Jackass as a TV show anymore. It's just now strictly the movies. So,
And I feel like the stuff they were doing on Jackass back then, I don't even know if they could air it now. Yeah, different restrictions.
yeah, we kind of got a little bit more sensitive to some of the stuff we see on TV now.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
Well, it's even more what you saw with the cartoons. I don't know if you ever saw like Red and Stimpy or I don't know what other
I
TV
haven't heard
shows.
that one.
That I would say that one would definitely not fly on the radar these days. I'll tell you that much for a
Yeah,
kids show.
yeah. A lot of things have changed, good and bad. Good and bad.
For better or worse. So,
Yeah, yeah.
all right. So, I guess let's go ahead and jump into COVID a little bit here too. So, are you still in college right now? And did it hit during
No,
that?
yeah. So I was still in college during COVID, and that was honestly it was when it was ending. It was my last semester. So I studied music business as well as audio engineering, and they um, made you have a instrument that you pick. Like if you were doing, I think they would call it like vocal instrument, or you can do guitar, you can do piano, but you had to pick an instrument, go through music theory, music business, and then you have all your recording technology classes. Um, yeah, that was smack dab in the middle of COVID, so it wasn't fun. But I think it allowed me to spend time like making a lot of mistakes without anyone watching. I mean, yeah, that was prime time for me to just like put out whatever and see what stuck, and a lot of it didn't stick. Yeah,
Basically, self-teaching moment there too. So, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was good. I enjoyed that time. I also did my first run of shirts, and it was kind of random. Like I just posted up a selfie with the shirt, not thinking anything of it, and I put a link of it of the, where to buy it. Sold out. Had to restock, and I didn't have a lot of followers, but I think it was just people at home bored with just a little bit of cash, and they were like, "Yeah, I'll buy a shirt."
Like, I'd look at the splurge a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right. So, did you actually, I'd say like some of the ones, other interviews I've done, they actually talked about doing whole virtual learning sort of stuff, like whether it was through Skype. I don't know if they ever did StreamYard, but I think it was Zoom and Skype. To be honest, did you
Yeah,
do virtual classes as well?
yeah, yeah. And I was trying not to fall asleep during the virtual classes. They would have you like unmute your microphone and like sing three notes. It was ridiculous. It was not fun at all.
Want to keep you on your toes. Actually, I want to make sure you
Yeah,
pass too. So,
making sure you're awake in the class and everything. Yeah,
well, you can't simply do it anymore. Where you probably close your eyelids and it just draw like the eyeballs right here, just to look like you are awake. I feel
right.
like this.
You gotta do something.
So yeah.
Yeah. Laying down with the laptop real close.
I did have still COVID. I guess outside the music. I guess how bad was it for you on a personal level and then family wise?
Um, Honestly, I think initially it wasn't too bad. I was still in California during the first part of it, so everything was locked down. They were paying everybody to stay home. It was like a little over $800 a week just to not go outside. So I was fine, and then I got real homesick, and I moved back here, which is Houston, where my sister and my mom's out here. My dad's still in the Midwest, and that's where I was born. So I came out here just to, you know, make sure that I didn't stay away too long, I guess. Yeah.
That's good to hear. So good to see you and the family are doing well there, Prince. Good to have you along here
Yeah,
too.
100%.
Did you say which school you went to in California? And I guess what was it like?
I went to the Sacramento City College, and it was great for me because it was maybe 80% free. Once you're a resident for 2 years out there, your city college is free. So I enjoyed it. I studied under Kurt Shear, and Kurt, ironically, engineered for Prince. Um, he did a couple of mixing sessions for him, but he also did some work for Deftones, Cake, like a lot of classic rock. So I got to have a lot of hands-on experience, like miking full bands, drums, upright bass, and trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I isolate, this huge drum set from this guitar amp that I have over here? It was really interesting to me. I had a great time, honestly. Yeah.
That's good to hear. So I guess what was it right to smack dab of Sacramento, or is it more in like the suburbs?
I would say smack dab because it's pretty close to the Capitol, like the Capitol building. Yeah, pretty close.
You always hear a lot of negative things about California, but I think it's more because of San Francisco and maybe
Yeah,
good bits of LA there. How was Sacramento? Pretty good.
I thought Sacramento was all right. I didn't enjoy the food at all, so I came back to the South for the food. But I like just learning out there. It was cool to experience a different culture. I think it's always good to experience different people because it's a bit of a bubble down here. Like I'm a I'm in a blue county, but it's a red state. So it's a lot of one type of thinking. It's good to just kind of be out and experience other things.
That's good to hear. So I guess outside of the music, I guess what sort of hobbies do you do? And are you in music production as a career?
Yeah, I really don't have any hobbies. That's why I'm laughing, and it's a little sad. I got to pick something up. But I work at a studio out here, and I do a lot of remote mixing. So right now, I'm working underneath Jason Swizer at Swizer Audio. So Jason is responsible for some of the songs on Exclusive by Chris Brown, like an older album. Say My Name, Destiny's Child, Like a Boy by Sierra. He's done some of those, like, just, in my opinion, some classic records, like early 2000s R&B. So I'm having a lot of fun learning from him and just kind of like mixing whatever he passes my way. And then I'm always taking clients out here in Houston or really wherever. I'll travel and pop up if someone asks me to. Yeah.
Actually, it almost made it sound like you're trying to go for a master's, or is it just separate classes, not really towards any sort of degree?
Um, well, I'm not in school right now, but I've honestly been thinking about getting a master's. Yeah, it's actually funny you bring that up.
Anytime they say classes, it sounds like it's going to be leading towards something else, like an MBA or something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not in any classes. I just honestly I found Jason on some random audio engineer website, and he was posting that he was looking for people to help take off workload, and I sent him my resume, and he FaceTimed me, and I was a little kind of, I don't know, kind of weirded out. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's how I felt. Yeah,
Actually, I would have felt more nervous, especially considering the resume you just described too with Destiny's Child, all the other artists. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it was a scam initially, but it's been good just to like, do my work. And he's like, okay, this is good, but, and then he'll give me pointers on what he would have done. He's teaching a lot about summing, which is interesting to me because I really enjoy the sound of analog versus just mixing everything in the box. I tend to do a lot of hybrid stuff. Yeah, man. We nerd out a lot, honestly.
that's good. I'll just say you're going to try to go for the Dr. Dre sort of studio maybe down the road.
Oh, yeah, if the budget allowed it. Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's going to be doing Super Bowl halftime shows before you know it.
And yeah, I would love to. Just a big music nerd, honestly. That's all that's my hobby, is just finding new stuff to learn about, new equipment I could spend my money on.
That's good. All right.
Yeah.
I guess speaking of the gear, I think you mentioned a couple already, but just for the audience, can you tell what gear you're using to make the magic happen for your Princeton Skye?
Yeah, mainly I'll just go with the vocals. Um, it's a API channel strip and a little bit of reverb, and then just some boost on the high end. Nothing crazy. That's literally it. I think that the API, literally turning it on itself, already changes the signal. It sounds amazing, in my opinion. A couple really, really small tweaks, and you're there. Obviously, we're gonna compress LA2A for most records. But if that's a little too brittle or it sounds a little too tiny, then probably the DPX. Yeah, I keep it really simple now because Jason was like, this chain is doing a lot of the same things, so he's had me pull back a lot of things, and I think it works.
That's pretty cool. Do you still use the electric guitar for your music? I guess. What kind of brand is it?
That's a Fender Strat Mexican edition. I don't know much else about it, to be honest with you. I love it. It sounds good. I like just the versatility of the Strats. I know it can blend well with really anything I'm trying to do. And I do a lot of the same things over and over, which is just like playing within a pentatonic scale or just, my basic power chords. So I don't need anything crazy. I say that, but I've been looking at a Les Paul. I say that, but I'm looking at a Les Paul right now. Yeah,
That'd be cool. So
I think so.
I was. Well, the thing was, I was listening to some of your music the other night, and I guess I was trying to hear what kind of guitar patterns you were playing. So, what sort of gear do you use to kind of make the guitar kind of blend in with the music? Is it? I just guess I was trying to figure it out there too, because I don't know if I was able to
Yeah.
distinguish it.
Honestly, it's not much, just a really short delay, and I'll record the same guitar twice and just pan them opposite directions. Uh, and that's really it. Yeah, that's really it. Yeah. And it's gonna go through, if not the API, then Avalon. Either one. But I don't change too much of I guess my input. Like my input track will stay the same no matter if I'm recording vocals or guitar. And then yeah, I don't do much to the guitar. I'll make it a bit beefier just by, like I said, recording the same thing twice, panning them, and then adding some delay. And that's it. Because I think that initially when I was recording guitar, it was a little too apparent, and it was competing with the vocals. Just because I'm a guitar player, and I'm like not extremely confident in my singing abilities, so I felt like I was overcompensating, and it was clouding my ability to mix the record, to the best ability. So I'm like, okay, let's just not even think about the guitar. Bring it down. They'll hear it regardless. That's how I feel. I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, I guess got to get out of my own way. Yeah.
I guess the problem is I've been used to like listening to DJ Khaled, those sorts of artists there too. So sometimes I think they might go for like a reggae beat at times. I think, I think it's more like Lil Wayne that he'll do. He's trying to play the guitar up on stage. So,
Yeah. I think he plays guitar and like some piano, something crazy. I miss when he would do like more hard rock stuff. I don't know what's going on with him now.
I don't know. But apparently he almost wanted to bring ladies to a kid's birthday party or something, if you know what I mean. Isn't that one commercial? It was like an Alexa commercial. So
That's oh yeah. I did see that one. Yeah, I did see that one. That's not a good idea.
I was like, can we reschedule that whole deal? So
Yeah, bring them on a different day. Don't cancel.
just bring them on a different day. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So actually, this question was still pertaining to COVID a little bit, but more so because of the music scene. So I think more so Houston in this case, or did you see some of the music scene when you're in Sacramento? And I guess how's it been since COVID?
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I performed more in Sacramento than I did here. I did a lot of open mics and just like performing at studios. I'll perform at studios here, but a lot less. Sacramento was just a lot more like, I think it was just me. Like I was in college and just like down for whatever. I'm already outside. Somebody give me a microphone. There's a lot of just that. It's like I would just walk around with the instrumental on my phone and hope I run into someone with a microphone. But nowadays I'm not doing that.
I guess would you say it's been pretty diverse between Sacramento and Houston, or do you see a good more of R&B, hip hop, and those sorts of artists out in Sacramento than you do in Houston?
I feel like I see more here in Houston, more R&B artists in Houston for sure. Just because, I mean, a lot of that music did start in the South, like more like when we talk rhythm and blues. It would start in the South, obviously up in the North, like the Midwest, but the core of it is here, especially like when you get to New Orleans or Atlanta. Yeah. But Sacramento has a great music scene, especially for people to just like, they have good music and they want a stage. Like it's so easy to find a stage, like a good stage. Yeah.
I guess would you consider collaborating with other genres maybe at some point? Not sure if you do like a Styles of Beyond where you kind of did like a little metal mixed in there.
Man, yeah, there's a band out here called Shotzi, and I want to collab with them just because they do a lot of punk rock stuff. They'll do like Paramore covers or just like things within that genre. And I'm like, I should shoot my shot just because we message all the time, but I never think like, why don't we record something? I don't know.
Not sure if you do like a little Zach De La Rocha, little Rage Against the Machine sort of action if there's a band out there.
Yeah, that would be so nice. That'd be so nice. It would be so easy to blend, like hip hop elements with hardcore rock. That would be beautiful.
I would say I always love the little quote, Godzilla, pure motherfucking filler. Get your eyes up there. So
yeah, that's exactly what we need.
Actually, that was a song called No Shelter, but it was on 1998's Godzilla's TriStar film, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, shitty movie, but actually a great soundtrack. Yeah.
I wonder what the graphics were like in 1998.
Well, it got paid pretty good, but it seems like somehow accumulated a little bit of a following, depending on what you think of it. I mean, I think the '90s it was trying to trend in that direction because we didn't obviously
Yeah,
have the technology we do these days.
we were
I think
trying.
we
We
were
were
trying.
trying. Yeah.
I will say this: Dino Crisis. That was a scary game back then. I'll tell you that much.
Dino Crisis.
Yeah,
Man, what platform was that on? What station was that on?
PlayStation,
PlayStation.
Sony. Yep, and Lara Croft and Tomb Raider back in the day.
Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. We love Lara Croft for lots of reasons.
That's our sexy British chick. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, those were definitely good times right there. So
yeah.
So I guess now let's get more to the music. I guess some of the songs you have released so far. So we have talked about Fame. So some of the other songs I checked out was In the Club. We'll say part one and part two because it seemed like you had two songs with the same
Yeah.
name, but and then The Chase. So just for those ones, can you tell the audience what those songs are about?
Yeah. Yeah, so I would say all three of those songs are just me writing about, well, maybe all of my songs are about just writing about dating. Um, I'm still in my 20s, so I like to go out and have fun, but you don't want to be in the club for a long time, and you don't want to be in the club by yourself. But I'm also not fond of the club. Like, as many songs as I have referenced in it, I would rather just go and kind of like leave. There's a lot of people in the club. I would rather just be alone. Yeah.
I would say, did you have bad experiences with dating? I don't know if it was a high school
Yeah.
sort of action going on.
I mean, yeah, I probably have a long list of bad experiences, especially in California, to be honest with you. But things are better now, probably because I'm not as stupid as I was, you know? Yeah.
That's cool. So I guess do all your songs delve into dating, or I guess so what sort of other songs kind of deal with like real life experiences? I don't know if it's
Yeah.
anything maybe coming up on the EP.
I would say a lot of dating, but family stuff as well. You'll get both of those and just a lot of introspection, really, because a lot of times I'm just, we have so many first time experiences, and then you experience it a second time and you still don't know what to do. And that's a lot of just what I'm writing about. It's just first person things. So you can expect just a little window into my life, really. Yeah. Hopefully it's relatable for somebody.
Actually, it always goes back to the CDs. You used to like open them up and get the little booklet out that had like the lyrics and everything, as well as everyone who made the music and the artists. Thanking God or something like that too.
Yeah. Like, thank God. I want to thank my family, my team. Yeah.
That'll
Get
do.
the
Yeah.
whole press release and the album. That was a good time though.
I would say that you need the pictures in the background there, so it's almost like if you pay attention, you'll see a story happening in the back there.
Right.
So.
But everything was so intentional. That was like, man, that was big label budget. Like, they put so much money in the physical copies. We were buying them.
Yeah, I still hold on to some of them. I think it's just hard to let
Yeah.
go because I think it's that nostalgia sort of feel in there too.
Yeah. I could never throw them away, because what happens if the Wi-Fi's down and you want to listen to some music? It's crazy. Or your phone's dead or something. I don't know.
One or the other. In which case, we need to bring back the boombox.
Yeah, exactly. Boombox and block parties. I think that would save some people.
I guess when you were in Sacramento, did they ever have those cars with the big suspensions on? They bounce up and down pretty high.
No, I didn't see any. Probably because I was in Sacramento. It's maybe 5 hours from LA, like Southern California. So they don't have the same like heart, I would say. Sacramento's probably more, I want to say touristy, but I don't know if like people are born and raised in Sacramento or not. But it seemed touristy. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So,
Yeah.
one thing you always notice in rap and hip hop is the amount of jewelry that they would have there too. So,
Yeah.
where they have the crosses, they have the grills and everything, all the reels. even. I
Yeah.
guess I don't know what you call it, where it covers like all the fingers. Like
Rings, like the stacks of rings.
something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I keep thinking of Paul Walls. I thought maybe he had the Swisher House on the like the whole part of his hand right here with all fingers covered, that sort of deal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess you got any jewelry you might take on stage? Maybe just there's some cross.
No, I really don't. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. It's not something I ever think about, to be honest. Like I'll put on some rings, but even then it's minimal because I'm not good at playing guitar with rings. I feel like the chains make a lot of noise when you're in the studio. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like I'm not there yet. Yeah,
We gotta work on your confidence. That's what
we
we gotta
gotta
do.
work on something. I don't think I'll be that person that has chains on. I don't think that's not who I'm marketing to really. For example, you don't see Giveon with iced out, you know, jewelry and stuff on his wrists and stuff. I see him in suits a lot, and I don't want to wear suits, but yeah, I don't want to wear a chain either.
I guess, do you got any ink? I don't know if you have any tattoos or anything.
Yeah, I have lots of tattoos. I got my knee done, some stuff on my thighs, my chest is done, some pieces on my arms and whatnot. I'm trying to avoid the neck, but I think it's coming soon. Yeah.
So you get crazy. I was like doing tribal tattoos before you know it. So,
Right. The whole thing's gonna be covered. Yeah.
I guess so. So okay. Just a little promotion, I guess, about the EP. So I guess, do you plan to release it before you go on your little tour?
Yeah, definitely. The EP will be released right before the tour, and it's just picking up where we left off. So there's an EP that's not on streaming services right now. All of my music was taken down last year, and we re-released it underneath the new label. And there's one that we're battling some, I guess, some clearance with the sample, so we can't really release Static yet. But Static was the first part of a trilogy, just telling the story of a couple that shouldn't have been together, and she's a dancer and he's a singer. It's a true story, and some things happen at the club that she's working at, and that makes him. I just got to take y'all through just kind of some things that happened when I moved back here, and that fame kind of picks up right where we left off. I think it's a good way to introduce the chapter 2. Yeah.
We'll say it's almost like a different take on Romeo and Juliet before you know it.
Yeah, it's giving Shakespeare. It's giving somebody drink some poison and they shouldn't have. Yeah.
I guess so. But I think on one of your songs, In the Club, I think you had someone featured named Mackie. I guess, do you got some people being featured on this EP coming up?
I don't think anyone's featured on the CP. Not that I remember. But Mackie and I do have some plans to do some live renditions of some stuff we have. We have In the Club that's out, and then we have some other things that just aren't out yet, but definitely in the works. Yeah.
I guess how's you two be? I'm going to say, is this the beginning of a beautiful relationship happening?
I hope so. I love her voice. She's in Sacramento, so we do a lot of just back and forth. But when I was out there and we would actually have time to be in the studio, the creative, what would you call it? Chemistry was A1. Yeah.
That's good to hear. So she does have a killer voice there too. So best my regards on to her too.
I agree. I'll definitely let her know.
All right. So earlier you mentioned that there's no AI in your music, but do you know some people, I guess, within the genre that are kind of using or turning to AI? And I guess, what do you make of it these days?
Yeah, honestly, I have an acquaintance that uses AI in his music, and he's a writer, so I can see the utility in it. He's not a singer, but I think we should let music have some emotion, and I don't think robots have too much emotion. Yeah, yeah. That's my nice way of saying let's not do that.
Let's not give the Terminator that sort of emotion, that sort of deal.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's crazy because I was watching something, and this is definitely off topic, but Elon Musk was just kind of explaining how AI and cookies work and how you're given a robot just like your personality. It knows what you eat, where you shop, music you like. So now you're gonna start like using it for music. You're making it a person almost. You're making it a person, man.
I guess so. I would say it is always a question I bring up in my interviews, especially because it seems like it really took off like the last year or so. But recently, I came across some musicians who are starting to use the AI a little bit more, maybe more so for the writing, but I think they're trying to also
Oh,
incorporate more to the music. So yeah,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I would probably, if I wrote something with AI, I don't think I could put it out. Honestly, it seems like a cheat. In my opinion, if it's taking too long to write, I'll just stop or like you know work on something else, come back to it. But we're not gonna put it into a robot and see what comes out of it. No, maybe we go back to the club for a third time, but we're not gonna go into AI.
actually, before you know, it's going to be how you see the Blade Runner sort of future going on right there too. So
And yeah, it's a little scary. It's scary, but there's definitely ways that you can use AI, and it's not like music related that I feel like are helpful.
I guess, do you use it? Would you probably use it for social media? Because I know they have some sites that kind of split videos up and show like the important
Yeah,
clips on like reels and that sort of stuff.
yeah, and that's exactly what I use it for. I use Opus clips a lot. You just like drag and drop, or you can give them. Yeah, Opus is. I love Opus, and what else? Just maybe AI within what is that called? Lightroom to like remove something. But yeah, no, I'm not doing like song generation or anything like that.
It's like good thinking. But
Yeah,
do you use the free version of Opus? Because that's what I do.
yeah, definitely use the free version.
Well, it's easier. I'd say since I'm doing podcast interviews, you tend to get some of these interviews going over an hour, so you
Oh
can't exceed
yeah,
that limit.
man.
So yeah.
I never thought about that. Using Opus for podcasts is probably like goaded. Goaded. That's a great idea.
Well, the thing is, the free version only gets you it's credits, but it's basically minutes. So it only gives you 60 minutes, so you can't go over that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see.
Then I want you to buy it and then
Of course.
do it that way. But
Yeah.
well, that's why I split it up. But I use two other AI apps. There's Visored, and then there's also I think it's called QSO. I think that's what it's called. But they're both the same thing technically. So
Okay. Interesting.
recommendations to you. Knock yourself out
Yeah.
if you want to use it.
Yeah, definitely. Cause I'm writing those down. I love finding new apps to use or whatever.
I guess still sticking on this topic here. I guess what social media and streaming platforms are you on so people can check you
Yeah.
out?
Mainly Instagram, YouTube, and all streaming services.
Do you use like DistroKid or do you use somebody else as a distributor?
I think a lot of it is still on DistroKid right now, and then it's being moved to private distribution. Yeah.
Okay. Normally when we say private, does that mean we can't really disclose anything on here? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
all right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So in that case, Prince, I guess we reached the questions here. So how about we jump into some extra fun ones? Ready?
Yep. Ready to go.
All right. So it sounded like you moved back to Houston because of the food. So I
Yeah.
guess what would you consider is your favorite food? If you want to say all the time, knock yourself out. Otherwise, just list your favorite food.
Yams. No debate. My whole life. Candied yams.
Candy yams. That's definitely a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah, that was
People,
good.
actually, I was gonna say, people have been saying sushi or usually some form of Italian. So
Okay, I can see that. I can see that. But no, yams for sure. I love anything like anything really hearty, something I shouldn't be eating every day. Yams with the mac and cheese combo. There's no vegetable in sight, just sides.
I'm gonna say, man, you are real thin for what you eat. So
Yeah, but dude, I know one day I'm gonna wake up and it's all gonna catch up to me.
my metabolism has failed me. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
actually, I wasn't sure if this was gonna be like the why God why sort of deal.
Yeah, it's like
All
all
right.
those years of eating yams and mac and cheese.
That's really an odd mix, but man, all right. To each his own too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not judging you, but you're all good there. So right. But I guess moving on to the next one. Do you have a favorite movie or TV series?
Ooh, favorite TV series? Hmm. Maybe Dexter or the new one I've been watching is Found. Favorite movie? Maybe Silence of the Lambs, Five Nights at Freddy's if you want to do a new one. Yeah, yeah.
Do you tend to like going into some of the horror sort of movies? I know you said Silent of the Lambs, but do you ever get to a slasher or Saw movies?
I've seen some of the Saws. I'm more of a what is that one? Oh, maybe that is Saw. Saw's the one where they get locked up and tortured because they did something. Yeah, 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 yeah. That was probably my introduction into weird movies like that, like kind of psychological thrillers almost. Yeah,
I seem to say Hereditary is like considered like the best one so far in terms of the horror
really,
movie genre.
really. Okay.
There's a little bit goes into it, and then I'm trying to think of some of the other ones because you think of the slashers like Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, the
Yeah,
Leatherface, Old Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that sort of stuff. So
yeah. Honestly, I might have been a little younger when those came out or when they first came out. Because I think when Freddy Krueger came out, I was like maybe 7 or 8. It's like, I don't really remember it.
actually, I don't know if you count it, but I think Jurassic Park had that good amount of horror there too. So that was kind of
Yeah,
my introduction.
yeah. I know Jurassic Park really well because my dad is a Jurassic Park fanatic. He loves dinosaurs. So yeah, I've seen every one a couple times. Yeah.
I guess do you consider it blasphemy when they start doing Jurassic World and that whole rebirth and that sort of stuff?
No, he's just as tuned in. We were just watching it last month. I'm like, dude, like, take a break. He's like, I need to find a fossil for myself. I'm like, how much does it cost for you to go dig somewhere, bro? Like,
I guess you could probably go to Turkey, but I think that's more digging up some ancient city or something. So
man, yeah, yeah,
I don't know. It was good times. That's why I got to Dino Crisis that I mentioned earlier. Or more
yeah,
so my uncle was playing it. I was just watching. So
yeah. Dinosaurs, interesting to people.
apparently, let's
Yeah.
not bring it back though. I don't think we won.
No,
We
I'm
don't
too
want to do
small
that.
for that. No.
It's more like I'm too sexy to die or something like that. So
Similarly, yeah.
something like that. All right, but all good choices nonetheless. I guess earlier you mentioned you kind of in your hobbies look up some more music. So I guess what you've been listening to recently.
Ooh. Recently, Ari Lennox's new album, Vacancy, is what it's called. That's some really good songwriting on there, and the vocals were amazing, like just raw. I can't hear any auto tune, any pitch correction. It sounds so raw. I'm listening to this band called In Color. I think the EP is called Snow Day, and yeah, I've probably played it maybe like 30, 35 times just front to back. Beautiful album or EP. And a lot of just like older alternative music that came out during high school, like The Neighborhood, um, what is it, XX, just like older stuff, Beach House. Yeah,
All right, those are great choices. Okay, so are those groups more indie, in between, or are they because they're mainstream?
I was I would say indie. I think the only mainstream one would be the neighborhood. Yeah.
All right, great choices. And the last of the fun ones. Not sure if you drink, but if you do, what's your favorite alcoholic drink? And then what's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Favorite alcoholic gin tonic, non-alcoholic root beer. Yeah. What can I say?
Actually, no, you get along with my dad because he loves gin and tonics too. He'll drink that like a
Yeah,
religion. So
bro, it's good. You don't feel much the next day, in my opinion. Yeah.
I don't know. I was just trying to get past the taste. So
Really, I like the gin tonic with a orange slice on top. That'll do it. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I'm more of a sweet. I say sweetheart in a joking way, but more so because of the sweet drinks.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, at some you're going a little bit strong, like the Long Island iced tea, and then usually anything with peach schnapps. Now, I was not a fan at first, but peach schnapps has really come around to me. So
Okay. I have to try it. I'll have to give it a go because people have been trying to tell me push towards margaritas. I'm like, maybe I'll give that a shot too.
you can do that too. Some of the other ones, it's a concoction of like blue Cow, and that those sorts of ones.
Yeah.
Sort of the hard liquors ones there too. So drink carefully, drink responsibly.
Right.
Yeah,
Uber.
that's for sure. All right. So Prince, we're down to one more question on my podcast. I guess before we jump into it, would you like to ask me anything real quick?
How long you been doing the pod for?
It is now. Let's see. I think it officially started 2021, so it's now been going strong for 5 years now because it started in February of 2021.
Okay, that's nice. I think that's saying something because some people, they give up a little early on.
I was during COVID too, so they really had much going on, and I think I struggled at first with like trying to understand how a podcast was supposed to work. So
Mm,
I think it was actually seeing some friends of mine do their own. It was a little drumming podcast, but also maybe I like to say Joe Rogan too because of that whole
yeah,
deal. So it just seemed like the typical interviews and you just talking, maybe at some point BSing, that sort of stuff.
yeah,
So
yeah. I think those are the best ones. The natural like back and forth ones, like Joe Rogan. You mentioned that's a great podcast just because of how natural they are.
he lives in Austin though, right? Not Houston.
I thought even something more further out, but I thought it's definitely not Houston. I don't think he would like Houston. He doesn't seem like the type. He seems like he needs to be a little bit further out. We might annoy him a little bit.
You go out to a cabin in the woods, pun
Yeah,
intended.
yeah, I think that might be a lot better suited.
Like,
We might be safer, the Houstonians.
I guess so. It's like, thank God he's not here. That's almost like that sort of deal.
Yeah.
So,
No, he has a great podcast though. That's
yeah,
one of those night bingers.
it's got to try to diversify maybe some of the audience because I think some people are putting like these little memes like, here's all the people he's interviewed that were on Epstein's list. Here's
Oh,
what's,
really?
yeah, that's kind of a
Don't do
downside
that
to it.
because I'll be right on YouTube after this. Yeah,
Yeah,
going down the rabbit hole.
let's try not to do that, but I'll just say it too. But that was just
Yeah,
a meme, so don't take my word for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do my research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
How does it work as far as you releasing it? Do you put it on YouTube as well as Instagram, or I know I saw it on Instagram.
The ones you see on Instagram, those are so-called Opus clips or some of the other apps I mentioned earlier. So those are more the reels and shorter videos. But it used to be I would put on Spotify, but Spotify just wasn't working out. So now I just do strictly YouTube.
Okay.
So usually this one should be coming out near the end of the month of March. That's what.
Okay. Nice. Quick turnaround, and it's a long fun video.
Yeah. Plus, the other thing too is it's best to do it like a month after the interview. That sort of deal. So you have time to edit. That whole deal.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, I'll be definitely looking forward to it. Between here and then, I'll keep the Instagram kind of active so it's not dead. the video does come out, and then definitely just link everyone to it, clip it up myself, and put it on there.
Absolutely.
Sure.
But did you have any other questions before we jump into the last one?
No, that's all.
Okay. So here's how the last question goes. So given the amount of negativity that you have been seeing on the world these days, in terms of what the news is saying and this and that, these days, I feel like people need some sort of hope. So what would be your message of hope for musicians and people out there so that they can move forward with their lives?
I would say try to find what it is you're meant to be doing within your lifetime, because it can serve as an anchor point. You need something that's gonna keep you, alive, so to speak, like getting up out of bed and making actionable steps towards what you want. A lot of people can be alive, but they're not like doing anything. So making sure you have a reason to get up is one, and being accountable to yourself, because it's easy to say, well, I work hard, I do everything I'm supposed to do, but you're really not. So being honest with yourself and making sure that you have a goal that resonates deeply enough to get you up and moving. I think that's the first thing. And try not to watch the news, because I think a lot of it's fake.
The wrong sort of thinking in terms of the news, that sort of deal. So,
Yeah.
all right. And spoke like a true prodigy. All right. So, Prince, we have reached the end of my podcast right here, and we talked a little bit over an hour. But I guess before we close out, would you like to give any shout outs to anybody?
No shout outs. No shout outs.
What, no family or friends? That's our deal. That's nowhere it goes.
Okay. Yeah. I would say shout outs to my family, just for keeping me grounded always.
And Mackie for helping us out with the killer music there too. So
yes, and Mackie. We love it.
All right. And just real quick for the audience sake, can you just list what social media and streaming platforms you're on again so you could check it out and interact?
So YouTube and Instagram, it's going to be at brnctn.official. And all streaming platforms, Princeton Skye.
All right. You're from the man right here. And to close out like this. So everyone, my guest today was Princeton Skye. He's out from the lovely state of Texas, Houston, Texas, to be more exact.
Yes,
but
sir.
go check out his music, and also interact with him on the socials and everything here too. Keep an eye out for the EP coming out in June. And also, if you see about on Cali, along the Bay Area there, and even guys coming back to just Texas, I didn't know if you were going to make any stops in Arizona or New Mexico.
Just Texas.
Just Texas and Cali. So,
yep.
All right. But nonetheless, if you see him out there, go check out that show and go support our brother out there too. So,
yes, sir.
Prince, I want you to wish you all the best going forward there, mate. So you do stay safe, because you know there's one pretty messed up world out there.
Yeah.
Rock, last thing, strike a pose. Stay tuned, y'all.
All right, man. It was great.